We don't need no labels, babe. What we got is something different. We don't need no labels, babe. Lady, we don't need no labels to show that what we have is something special. For sure. Since you came in my life, I see so clear now, yeah. You're so special, no need for labels.
Sometimes have a tendency to look at you religiously, yeah, 'cause nothing even matters to me. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. You won't find me at no store. No time for manicures. With you it's never either one. 'Cause nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters at all. Nothing even Nothing even matters. WIFTPM.
And make it to the final four. Just repossess me 4x4. Yeah, 'cause nothing even matters no more. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nothing even matters to me.
All right. Peace. Assalamu alaikum. Brother Toure Muhammad is in the building.
And Linda Sissy is in the building as well.
She is in the building. And we are so excited to be here for another show today.
A beautiful day.
We had spring break, man, so I missed y'all. I missed y'all Friday.
That was a spring break.
I didn't think I was going to miss everybody.
That was a spring break.
That was a spring break. Right. You got to read your What's in It for the Black People in-house newsletter.
I'm so busy.
Right. I just keep you plugged. I keep you plugged into what's important. The show's not happening today, right?
That's how you tell
He was
me.
like, cool. Make some more.
Good.
I can make more tacos. So, what's going on? Happy Monday.
Yes.
We got a great show ahead of us today, but I want you to give us some updates. This weekend, there was some stuff happening with Sissy's Taco Bar. That was pretty fun, huh?
Yes, it was exciting, but I was tired, so I'm just recovering from Saturday. So
There's no rest for the weary. No rest for the weary.
No, but everything was beautiful. There were two young men that popped up in my pop-up shop.
They
for
popped
the
up in
taco.
your pop-up.
Yeah, they did. 2 weeks ago?
Uh-huh.
They came in, they got tacos on Taco Tuesday. They loved it, and it's hard to find a food vendor where the food is delicious. So they haven't welcomed anyone back to be a food vendor. So I was the first to come into their event for a minute, and we sold out. They were coming back for seconds and thirds, not just one time. They were coming back.
The line was pretty long.
Oh yes, the line was almost going through the second section, and the vendors was like, I can't even go get no food.
It was nonstop.
From 7:10 to 10:05.
And people were coming back too
Yes.
for seconds
Yes, and thirds.
and thirds.
Yes.
So that was a great event. That was another excellent example and opportunity to expand the brand for more people to taste the delicious tacos. So that was a wonderful event. So shout out to the producers of the event. What was it? 2N Publishing? 2N Publish?
2NK, something like that.
2NK. Man, these
Don't let me
brothers
say
do
it
some
wrong.
great events. So it was a nice ambiance.
The venue was beautiful.
Nice venue over there east, where I grew up. Where you spent some time over there too, on that east side, right off of Commercial.
I used to make
Mhm.
sure I go get my Duke. I was a basketball player, so I had to have the Duke's jackets, the windbreakers.
Uh-huh.
Commercial seemed to have the best windbreakers at the time.
Right, that's right. That's right. So that was what's up.
So yeah.
So everybody that's tuning in, we want y'all to tell a friend to tell a friend. The Toure Muhammad show is on. I have my wonderful co-host here, Linda Perez, and we are getting ready to get started with the show. We got a great guest coming on today, and but we also, we try to give you all updates on food, right? So we were able to enjoy.
I have a
We were
question
going to talk about it Friday, but we weren't here Friday.
before
so
we get into the good one. But can we ever review like what we don't like or what we do like, or we can't do that?
I mean,
Can we keep it real?
you have the freedom, right? We are in America, home of the free, land of the free, home of the slave. I mean the brave. So you have that right. But I don't do that necessarily unless I've given multiple chances for them to correct themselves, because the problem is, and I know we're in a space where it's easy to critique through Yelp, through Facebook, through all type of mediums of business. But it's like most of our businesses are like babies. They're newborn, right? And
What if they've been
when you
around
have
for
a
2-3
newborn,
years?
that's still newborn. That's just 2-3-year-old baby, right? It's not a newborn. It's not a newborn, but it's still a new child. So when a child is striving, when a child is learning and growing, you don't want to condemn the baby for wetting this diaper. You don't want to condemn the baby for
Tori,
stumbling.
Okay, we get it. Okay.
So now, if they have been around for 10 years or more, right, they can withstand the critique a lot more, right? If we want to critique, let's pick Harold's or Uncle Remus, right? If somebody had a bad experience with they have enough equity in the game where people already know that, hey, they got great food and we're gonna support them, and that must have been a bad experience.
You got a hit or a miss.
Right. You know how we are in Chicago. You know where you want to go and where you go for it. You don't go everywhere.
Absolutely.
So, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about our experience. Now, I got people tuning in live on Bean Soup Time. So if you want to see the full show, go to What's in It for the Black People Media on Facebook, and you can see the entire show. You can see my co-host over there to my right, and then you will be able to see our guests as we bring them on. But Taste 222. Let's talk about Taste 222. Where are you looking? You looking for somebody?
I'm looking for us live on Facebook, and I can't find it.
You can't find us live on Facebook? Are you on Facebook?
Yeah. I'm on the Maze Jackson page.
You're on the With the Media page.
Huh? Yeah, you're supposed to be on the What's in It for the Black People Media page. See,
Uh-huh.
you know, when you spend a lot of time making and selling tacos, you don't have a lot of time again to catch the memos.
Okay.
So we have been on What's in It for the Black People Media probably since the middle of January.
Yes.
I think the first show was on
I'm
Maze
rusty
Jackson
today.
page, right?
I'm rusty.
But you're usually on the right page. You are a star member on the right page most days. I know it's one of those days. You worked hard this weekend, and so I guess you still need a little rest. I understand. I need a little rest too.
But no, let's go back to taste.
Yes, Taste 222.
Oh my God.
Hey, you said who? Somebody just shouted out Just Sandwiches. That's our people there. Look, Just Sandwiches, it's just sandwiches, but it ain't just sandwiches. Those are some delicious sandwiches.
Those are delicious.
Yeah. So, Mary Q, hope you having a wonderful morning. And Taste 222. So I did a little research too, because I thought there was something familiar about Taste 222. But let's talk about that experience and how we got there.
Okay. So how we got there was, what day was that?
That was Thursday.
No, it had to be off
Wednesday?
off day, Monday or Wednesday.
So it was Wednesday.
Yes.
Right, because we were having meetings.
Yes. And we were hungry.
You were
And
hungry.
I said, let's stop and support a Black-owned restaurant. And so we looked at Taste. I was so excited to go in and sit down and relax, because you know how you're on your feet, you're constantly, working, and then you're eating your product. I wanted something different.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was so disappointed when he said no dine-in. But
No dine-in.
He saw my face.
COVID, another one bites the dust for a minute.
Yes.
He did. So, yeah, he saw your face, and he saw how disappointed you were. Yeah, you give that look right there. You poke your lip out.
I do. I poke it out, and I'm like, I was like, man.
Yeah, I got
we
to turn
just
away
wanted-
when I see that face.
I'm like, we just
I just-
wanted to come in and highlight you.
That's
He's
the
like,
dangerous
"Really?"
face right there.
So when I say he has great customer service, it was great customer service.
It was.
Even
What's
though
his
I
name?
didn't-
Raheem?
Yes. Even though I didn't get what I wanted, he gave me free food, and it was delicious. And he's like, let me pick out my favorite choice.
Mm-hmm.
You don't understand. That was my favorite choice, too.
Now, let me tell you this. That was so important. Oftentimes, when there are certain rules or restrictions of whatever's going on, especially in this COVID environment, right, it is easy to get disappointed. But Raheem's customer service
Blew me.
and his attention to making sure that even though we couldn't come in and eat, that we were going to have a good experience, because we didn't want to take anything out.
We didn't. We wanted to sit, relax, have a conversation between you and I, talk business. But he blew me away.
Right.
I mean, he blew me away. And then just to sit there and the presence and him engaging us, because that's what I do. I engage my customers. I have conversations, and that's important. That goes a long way. And now he makes me want to go back almost every other day and just to dine out now or order because
Right.
of the customer service. But the food is great, and the quality of the food. That salmon was so flaky, juicy, wasn't dry.
Right.
Oh my God! And then he didn't put no seasoning. Whoever the chef, there was no seasoning on that salmon, but you didn't need it because of that sauce and that spinach underneath.
That spinach underneath was well prepared, and then that what was it? I don't even know what that sauce was. It was a
chili,
green
something,
chili type sauce.
and it was delicious.
It was delicious. So we couldn't dine in. We decided not to take out, but then he did not want us to leave without sampling something. So he made, like you said, his favorite dish, the salmon, or had the chefs make it, and even gave us a couple of desserts. Now it was funny because when we looked at the display of desserts, it was 2 cakes in the display,
And you
so
quickly said,
I said, "Oh yeah." So listen here, brothers and sisters, if one, first of all, you know that you are in the Brown Sugar Bakery family, right? You are a Brown Sugar Bakery team member when you can see that cake in any situation, and you know it's Brown Sugar Bakery. So I looked at the cake and I said, "That's Brown Sugar Bakery cake." He said, "It sure is."
we gotta support our own.
That's right.
That's what he said.
We
And
have to
that's
support our own.
Absolutely right. We have to learn how to collaborate. We got to learn how to work together, and we got to learn how to give each other business.
That's right.
I know it's convenient sometimes to run to the store and buy, but sometimes we gotta work in our own little circle.
That's right.
Even like you got Sean Michelle, he wholesales ice cream. So if you have ice cream on your menu, you should have Sean Michelle's in your location.
It would be wise to have Sean Michelle's in your location because people will come. That would be an added benefit to your business. Yeah. So, but here's the thing. Hey, shout out to Assalamu alaikum, Brother Anthony D. Muhammad is tuning in. He said, peace to Brother Toure and Sister Linda. We appreciate you for always tuning in, brother. And so here's the deal. Don Thompson, the McDonald's franchise owner who, did a lot of business and made a lot of money in McDonald's as a franchise, as an owner of several McDonald's. Mm-hmm. He's been doing this new project, and it's called Cleveland Avenue, where he is helping to usher in new entrepreneurs in the food and beverage industry. So Taste 22 is one of those projects that he created, and he has folks that, in there running it and helping to grow that to another level. So that he's the one behind it. And
so beautiful inside.
Because look, man, here's the challenge, right? Sometimes with us as black entrepreneurs and black business owners, we don't always have the access to capital to start off the business big. So we went in and saw the ambiance and saw the money that was put into this place. We're like, oh, this, I don't know if this black owned.
Here you go. Nope. They put some secret, like they had the pictures of black owned people. So you was like, here go the little secret.
You can see signs, right? You can see signs. So the ambiance was wonderful. But in one area where they had some books, they had a picture, a rustic type picture of Beyonce and Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. And then they were celebrating Chef Judd. No. They were celebrating a chef who recently passed. I can't think of his name right now. But he was a black chef. So I said, oh, yeah. This is black owned right here. You can see the little signs.
When I said they brought it, they brought it. And it's beautiful. So I can't wait to go in and have the whole experience when they open up. And I even love the way they had the Uber and Grubhub set up.
Mm-hmm.
A through F, like the little cubes to slide the food in. So they have a system and you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes a business run is your system.
That's
being
right.
Organized. Your team is not like all over the place. But
right.
You can see it. You can feel it when you walked in. It was peace. It was comfort. It was warmth. And that's what we look for.
That's what we look for.
Because I want almost like a cozy feel when I walk into your establishment. Like, okay,
that's right.
I can sit here for a couple hours and enjoy myself.
That's right.
And they gave that. So I can't wait to have the full effect when they open back up.
That's right. Man, shout out to Brother Edward Steve. Edward Steve is tuning in. He's definitely a shaker and mover out there in Dalton and in the city of Chicago. So we appreciate him tuning in. Excuse me. So the desserts were well packaged.
They were.
And for those who supported my desire for some pie on my birthday, which was 3/14, which is Pie Day, right? I got me some key lime pie, and we're definitely gonna make sure. I still have to get my bean pie, so I have 3 bean pies I need to make sure I get in the next couple of days. Imani's bean pie.
I was about to say, I've just been craving hers lately.
Imani's bean pie, Paradise bean pie, and the Supreme bean pie. So we're going to make sure we partake in all of those. it's a little hard nowadays because, I'm focusing on my health. I'm focusing on making sure my blood pressure stays low. And I'm doing something that, unless you are a member of the Nation of Islam or you have read How to Eat to Live, books 1 and 2, sounds crazy, but I'm eating every other day. And you've been observing me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been working out. Brother, shout out to Brother Toure Muhammad. Man, this brother I went to work out with him Saturday morning. I still feel it. Monday morning. I was a G, boy. I went through. I fought my way through it.
That's good because I gave up, passed out, tapped out. Bam, I'm done.
No, it was 2 sisters in there.
I would have passed out.
No, I can't give
tapped out.
up. I can't give up. Even with the brothers in there, I wasn't gonna give up. I'm gonna go till I pass out. I'm gonna leave it all on the floor. But that workout was incredible. So I'm eating every other day, so it's a little bit harder to get this food in. But I need to because I gotta make sure I get back in the full fighting shape.
And, the holidays coming, so it's Easter for some people, so they have all these brunches going on, all this food cooking. So people need to get working out. So if you're gonna eat, make sure you balance. Stay healthy in all the midst of eating for the holidays. It's
That's right.
spring break, so everyone's at home, probably sleeping in, eating. You got kids to feed, but just work out too.
That's right. That's
What's
right.
so funny, Toure?
Brother Anthony said, treat yourself to a bean pie after each unity fast, brother. Toure, I said, that's a good way to look at it because I treat myself to one a little bit more than that. But yes, after the unity fast, I'll celebrate with a bean pie. And Brother Edward Steve, which one's off the chain? I don't know if you're talking about all three or which ones.
My favorite is Amani.
Huh? Your favorite is Amani. Amani, that cream cheese on top is absolutely delicious.
And then is it Paradise? That's in the foodie spot.
That's in the foodie spot, Paradise Bean Pie.
Second.
Yes. So
Because
definitely
he
good.
Different,
He puts those fruit in it, and
yeah, it's caramel. That caramel one is delicious. The
he
strawberry.
uses different crust.
Yeah.
Right.
So they both have different, but Amani was my first one I had. So
Mm-hmm.
when it's the first, it sticks with you. Like,
That's right.
like hers.
That's right. Yeah, but they all three great, and they all three, just do some incredible stuff.
Absolutely.
So that's where we at, though. So I got that
And then
key
we
lime
had Soul
pie.
Shack yesterday.
And Soul Shack, we have Soul Shack. It's always good to support and get something from Soul Shack. The mac and cheese.
The mac and cheese was out of a 1 through 5. It was a 3.
It was a 3 yesterday. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. And the fried chicken, of course, which, when you eat every other day, you really don't want to eat that fried chicken. You don't eat too much fried food. But I don't eat a lot of fried food, but I went ahead and did it and had those wings, and those wings were pretty good.
They were. And the
They were fried hard like you like it.
It was, but the sweet potatoes were good, but it was just too much nutmeg.
Mm-hmm.
You can overdo it.
I don't know. I like that nutmeg.
I know you love nutmeg. I guess I don't because I say that about anyone that puts too much.
That puts some in there. You say, oh, it's too much nutmeg.
I can taste it, so I'm like, ooh.
That's how I am about salt. It's too much salt.
Powerful.
So, listen, brothers and sisters, I want you all to share our show today. We have an amazing guest getting ready to come on in a few minutes, and we're going to be talking about the work in Inglewood.
Oh, wait.
There's $10.3 million about to be put into Inglewood on 63rd and Halsted for a program that's going to provide opportunities for people in the food and culinary arts industry.
That would be me then, right?
That would be you.
But before we go, you might want to touch base on yesterday, the event that you covered, the story.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. So, and this ties in a little way to what we were talking about last week. So first, before we do that, let me give you all a quick update about the home of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yes.
So the home of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was under threat by an ordinance that was submitted by Alderman Sophia King that could derail, pause, hinder the production of the restoration of the home. And this not only affected the Sajda house, which is going to be called, but it also was affecting other houses, including Lou Palmer. So The ordinance was pulled. She pulled it back right before the council meeting, the zoning council committee meeting. There were tons of activists that were speaking, prepared to speak, and did speak. And there were over 32,000 online petition signatures in support of stopping and rejecting the ordinance. And after some, and you could all go to Alderman Sophia King's Twitter page where she posted that she was pulling the ordinance, and she posted why, and she referenced the mayor, she referenced another alderman. But whatever the reasons, everyone was happy and pleased because this could have that ordinance would have a negative effect on several homes. And so one of those homes is the home of Lou Palmer. Lou Palmer's home is not occupied, and it's not being used right now. And Lou Palmer was an incredible black journalist in the city of Chicago. And so there was a celebration and recognition of what would have been his 99th birthday yesterday over on 37th and Wabash. His home sat right next to what is CBUC, the organization that he kicked off, and BIPO. These are two organizations that have been in the fight for jobs and for political equity in the city of Chicago for many years now. It's been ran for several years by Brother Eddie Reed, and Eddie Reed was, so to speak, the primary disciple, if you will, of Lou Palmer. So Lou Palmer was a black activist, nationalist, and he was an incredible journalist. He had a radio show on WVON back in the day, and just an incredible icon. So that was what we did yesterday. Absolutely. And look into the final call next week, God willing. Later on this week, actually, that story should be in the final call. And in this issue of the final call, you should see also the story about the home of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So again, now this guest, our brother, man, that we're getting ready to bring on in a few minutes. So we have about 3 minutes before we go to this break. So we got time to talk about maybe one thing before we go to a break and bring him on.
Okay. What do you want to talk about?
So let's talk about this and much love and respect to Sister Sajda Muhammad, because she stood up, and of course we had her on the show, but then when we talked about some of the timeline, right, it became very apparent that there had been attempts to block the work and the progress on the home of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad since pretty much the beginning. So she broke all that down, and she stayed strong and stayed focused on what the goal is. We have to, when we talk about things that we create in our community that is good for our community, we have to change the paradigm where we feel we have to ask permission from the political powers to do what is good for our community and what we should be doing to honor those who have paved the way in our communities. They need to be getting on board with us, as opposed to we having to bow down and capitulate to what the elected officials may want or not want. We should run. They work for us. We don't work for them. So, but anyway, I want to make that point real quick, because I think it's important for self-determination for us to be focused on how we control our community and how the police, the politicians, and everyone that's supposed to be civic servants are serving the needs of the community and not the other way around. So, but anyway, now let's go to this next piece, because this is another example. We ought to call this solution-based radio, right? Because we are always going to provide you with people who are doing.
And not talking.
And not just talking. Now, talking is important, right? Because
there's
talking,
action behind it,
right, it's the thought, it's the communication, and then it's the action. We can't stop at the talk. So this black millennial couple, you want to go ahead?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Toure.
This black millennial couple builds sustainable, eco-friendly homes in Atlanta. They have a whole division that they're building. And so they met on some kind of social media app for dating. They got married, and they built a $1.5 million company called Evo Group Holdings. And now they have been building and starting to build eco-friendly small homes to help provide low-income, affordable housing. Well, affordable. They didn't say low-income, but affordable housing in the city of Atlanta. So
congratulations on getting married and doing the business together. I applaud them.
That's right.
That's big.
That's huge.
Working with your husband or your partner, but you got to understand it's a partnership.
That's right.
So.
And see, and we've been made to think that it's hard and difficult to do it, and in many ways it is, right? But look at the strong families that we admire, and we should be trying to duplicate what they do. So we got to take this quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have our brother David Blackman on to talk about this incredible work that's happening in Inglewood.
WIIFTBPM.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Sissy's Taco Bar Pop-Up is back with more hours and more days. Check them out at their new pop-up location at The Woodlawn, located 1200 East 79th Street. Sissy's Taco Bar offers authentic street tacos infused with international soul. Now every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at The Woodlawn from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. New vegan tacos have been added to the menu too. Visit sissytacobar.com for more info.
Peace, everybody out there. What's going on? This is Eugene McIntosh, one half of the illest independent sports media outlet in the whole entire land, the Bigs. Check me and my player partner Terrence Tomlin, a.k.a. T-Tom the Great, out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. on What's in It for the Black People Media Network.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the green side of things. It's your man, Sadiq.
And Cassiopeia.
And we need you to like,
comment,
and share
that thing
every Tuesday and Thursday from 1
to 3 p.m. on
What's in It for the Black People Media.
Yeah, man. Ideas, man. Ideas.
You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. It's so clear to see that you wanna be free. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. It's so clear to see that you wanna be free.
Let's go.
Standing my ground, I can't mess around now. It's like my time is in a bottle, captured by your love, yeah. Now I know women's got this thing going on. We can't stay around so long, but I wanna come correct. Baby, get your foot off my neck. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind thee. Understand clearly, that you wanna be free. It's the time that you spend making me think within. Is the trust still beginning? Fade away from beginning of the day. I can see you trembling times, and I can see you wondering mine. Is it me considered? It's you that's with it. See, you don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind thee. It's so clear to see, baby, that you wanna be free. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind thee. yeah. I'm just trying to be the best I can. You can call me the troubling man. Matter of fact, I'm from the side of the street. Baby girl, you're calling on me. At the time that
All right. We are back. We are back
Welcome to the Toure Muhammad Show. What's in it for the black media?
with Linda Sissy Perez.
Linda.
Listen, Linda. So listen, brothers and sisters, man, we are so excited for our next guest. Let me just say this real quick before I go into his introduction. We want to give a shout out to Moxie Co-working. It's a space that exists to build strong business-focused community that supports ethnic diversity and fosters a spirit of entrepreneurial collaboration for success. They are the new workspace and community where underrepresented entrepreneurs go to build, connect, and capitalize. Go to their website at moxiechicago.com, MOXE Chicago.com for more information. As people are coming out of the COVID, we're looking for co-working spaces, so we want to make sure that people know about them.
And that's black on, right?
It is black owned, absolutely. So I'm glad it was, because you almost put me on the spot right there. I got you. So listen here, brothers and sisters. I'm so excited for this brother that we are going to talk to right now. I was trying to do the numbers. I'm calculating he has at least 30 years of experience in the food industry. He's been a chef for, 15, 20 years. I'm going to let him give the exact number. I was trying to add it up, but I couldn't find out where he first started. But this brother here, what you say?
Nothing.
Man, he started off in high school, was running as part of his family's business. And I got to say what high school that is now, because it is the best high school in the city of Chicago, bar none. He is a Lindblom alumni, swoop in the building. And since he left Lindblom, man, he's been doing some incredible stuff. He was on a cruise line, Miami-based cruise line, doing what he does. He took a step away for a minute, went into journalism and worked for some great Chicago staple outlets. And then he went back. It was calling him. It was like what's that song? It was like it was like in The Godfather. Every time they pulled him out, every time he tried to get out, they pulled him back in. So he couldn't leave that food culinary arts alone. And now he is doing some incredible stuff in Inglewood. He has been training and mentoring students through CPS for several years now, helping to bring in a new generation of chefs and food entrepreneurs. We have our brother and friend, Chef David Blackman, in the building. What's going on, brother?
Good morning.
What's up, Toure? Hi, Linda. How you doing?
Oh, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Take your mute off. You were polite to have the mute on while you were not on, but we need to hear you now.
All right. Is the mute off?
Yes, we can hear you. Beautiful.
Okay, great. Hi, Linda. Hi, Toure. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Wonderful.
Welcome to our show.
Yes.
How
so
you
we got
been,
exciting
sir?
things. I'm doing great, man. Blessings. My birthday was last week. My wife celebrated my birthday for me. I don't need nobody else in the world, but my wife let me know it's my birthday. So had a good time.
What day was it?
It was Wednesday.
Happy
It was
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Birthday.
Celebrating my 3rd year anniversary of my 17th birthday, 51. So
Man, well, I'm with you, brother. So we in that same number. I celebrated mine March 14th. So, and yes,
all right.
so, and you can't lie about your age. People who went to high school with you.
Yeah, right. I can't. So I'll just go ahead and say it. But yeah,
we look good for 51,
You
man.
guys both look good for 51.
Moisturize. Use good beard balm and stuff like that. Yeah, gotta
that
moisturize.
Beard. Right. Shea butter.
Shea butter. That's right. Whipped shea butter. Thank God.
Man,
Best invention ever.
That's right. So, brother, man, we're gonna talk. We're gonna ask you about the Southside development that is so exciting in Inglewood. This food incubator, this place where you're gonna have a space. But first, talk about how you got into culinary arts. Talk about that experience in high school with the family business. So people, if they don't, now they might, if they from Chicago, they should know your resume, but let's give them a little background so they can understand how beautiful it is what you're doing now.
Well, I started out selling cookies. I was hustling, selling cookies around the Inglewood neighborhoods. I felt I had some friends that were probably selling things that were kind of illegal, you know what I mean? But
Yes,
I
sir.
thought after people are doing what they're doing, a cookie, after you get done house dancing and all the other stuff, a cookie's about right around 1:32 in the morning. So I used to hustle cookies out my gym bag, CPS butter cookies, the Toll House recipe cookies. I know the recipe by heart, and oatmeal raisin cookies. And I was drawing a little reputation of, the fat kid with the weird hairdo. He got some bomb cookies, and was moving that. And
Dang, I
my
forgot
mom,
about that, man. You are
yeah,
absolutely right.
the girls like the cookies. I found out it was a great way to get the girls. So cookies for cookies. So, but also,
He
it
gonna
was
get the
also
cookies so the
keeping
cookies get got.
it was also keeping certain people that like to throw they forks up and down off my ass too.
Yes,
Okay, can't
sir.
say that. Sorry, right. So I
Yes,
made
sir.
friends with those who might be going one direction in life, and then those who go in another direction in life. I was networking with cookies, and I didn't realize this. Uh,
That's how
my
you
my
got your
mother.
pass.
That's how I got. Yeah, that's how I got my pass. Cookies,
Six
and the
straight, man. You had
police.
to have a hook. You had to have something to get you a pass in Inglewood.
Yep, that was that
Yours
was
was
that was my
cookies.
hook, man. It was cookies, and so the police knew about the cookies. It was working for the law enforcement agency. So,
Wow.
right. But my mom thought I was a drug dealer because I didn't have a job, traditional job, but I had money in my pocket. I had rubber bands, and she saw the talent that I was doing, and she hooked me up with a chef in Andersonville in a family owned restaurant. They're Swedish though, but my side of my family is also of German Swiss descent. So I went all the way to Andersonville, and that trip from leaving out of the neighborhood of Lindblom and going over there and working in that kitchen, it blew my mind because I saw the city change. We are so rich in the ethnic culture, from be it Chinatown to going over to Pilsen and to going all the way to a Swedish neighborhood in Andersonville and watching the city change in the ethnicity and our foods. And that's what blew my mind as a teenager. So I hung out on the north side from 16 on, just went to school at Lindblom and then got on the train and went north and ate the city and learn about different cultures other than just the South Side culture. But it was all food related, and it was working in a restaurant. And I also learned that the skilled hands could make me money. So yeah, I did pursue a degree in journalism. I went to Chicago State, but I worked for a catering company on the South Side. Did movie shoots and concerts, and it was a nice African American owned catering company, still existing to this day. Fanfares Buffet, I'll just name them. And
Man, that's our people, man. I used to work for
yeah,
Fanfares Buffet.
yeah, I worked for Faye Watson and them, and they
Yes.
taught me a lot. I learned a lot from them, and I'm humble. I was humble with that experience. That I thought I knew something, but I didn't know what I should have known. So I learned more about management and more about myself working for Fanfare. So I thank Faye Watson for that experience. But
Yes.
it made me be a better manager, a better chef. And I left that experience and worked in a couple of more restaurants, and then took a hiatus and worked for one of our popular newspapers, trying to help them tell the truth. It was rough, but I did what I could with one of our larger papers
Yes,
for a
sir.
minute. But like you mentioned, yeah, sitting in restaurants and looking in that kitchen and hearing the noise and watching everybody do what they do, I miss that feeling of that camaraderie of working in there. And I guess God heard me and was like, tell you what, let me get you laid off from that newspaper job. And I returned back to the industry in 2000. And I haven't really looked back since, man. I worked and did a couple of good restaurants, during that time
Man,
from
tell them about
2000.
it. Mention those restaurants, man, because those are legendary restaurants,
Yeah,
especially the
we
one
had
that was in Bronzeville.
one Bronzeville. So Butterfield 8 was in the River North area. I worked there for about 2 years, and I worked at a restaurant called the Green Room for another 2.5 years, and then opened up Blue 47 on 47th and King Drive with another brother. Worked in there as their executive chef for almost 3 years, and left in 2007 as I learned that there was the old home ec programs in Chicago Board of Education. They want to put in real labs so the kids can get a real experience. And someone asked me, you ought to think about coming on board to CPS. And I'm like, really? And I went in and I built out 21 professional labs. We took the home ec style, but we gave the kids a real experience where they wear chef jackets and hats and they get industry experience working for industry people and scholarships. I was doing the Silas Parnell of my time, going out to schools and saying, what if I bring you somebody with this ACT and this GPA? What would you give me? And so I was coming back with scholarships and hooking up with other non-for-profits and helping kids out of Finger and Simeon and Dunbar and Chicago Vocational, bringing vocation education back to our school system, because we put that on the back burner and assume that everybody's going to go to college and we're going to be fine. And what happens? You got people with college debt, no skilled hands, kids, life is happening to them, but they're not able to make a living. And sometimes people turn into some felonious activities to make ends meet. And oftentimes it's our people, so this became a ministry to me, man, to help out people returning back, our returning citizens that are coming out of our jail system, and of course our youth. And the best way is expose people, man, show them stuff and be engaging, and then show them this is what you can do. And people always got to eat, man. Food is always a hustle.
That's right.
And it's legal. It's a legal drug, A good donut, man. You slinging them donuts, that's legal drugs.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
yeah. So that's been my approach for now close to 14 years. And so to let you know, I've been a professional chef for 27 years.
27,
I've been in,
see? I was guessing 22, 23, 27 years.
Well, from the training point. But on the hustle for more than 30 years, because I was just moving food, but didn't know like the nuances of the menu planning and pricing stuff out. I could have maximized more of my profitability in the 80s if I knew how to sell those cookies at a better profit margin. I was just selling them at like $2, $3.
Hold on. Let me ask you this question. This is a critical question here, right? Because we have, to my right, we have the owner of Sissy's Taco Bar, Linda
Sissy's
Perez,
Tacos.
right? So I know you've been hearing a little bit about him, but she has not gone to culinary school yet. I think it may be on her radar, but she has been producing, of course, for the past 8-9 months, consistent, great food. People love it. And even before that, she was doing some stuff. What is it in the chef world? When can you call yourself a chef? Do you have to go through the culinary arts program? I know this is a dicey situation here.
You know what? That has been a point of conversation in rooms, and people want to get all what I call bougified with it. Some people that went to culinary school, like, I'm a chef. But you got people that just graduated and they're selling foil pans from their house and they want to call themselves chefs. And it's a rough thing. Rick Bayless, I'm going to name all people. He was never formally trained. The great, what is the guy? He passed away, a restaurant, he'll come to me. He wasn't formally trained. He had the restaurant on Lincoln Avenue, 16-course meals, and everything was excellent. I see his face, but he wasn't
the guy who cooked
trained.
for Oprah.
Well, no, he was
Not him.
formally
Okay.
trained. Right,
Okay,
right,
okay.
big black guy. With the glasses, little round glasses, he looked like John Lennon from the Beatles. Charlie Trotter. Woo, Charlie Trotter.
Right.
Charlie
Yes, sir.
Trotter wasn't formally trained, but when you call someone a chef, if you're running a business, it takes a lot of moving parts, man, of getting other people to cook the way you cook, to manage it, to be able to sell it, to profit from it. And the people are paying you for it and you're successfully doing it for a number of years, have the title, have it. But I mean, you got a lot of people that are cooking from their house, man. They're cooking from their garage. And I'm not saying that they chefs, but you need to be or should be trained on doing it right. Get your sanitation license. No, they didn't
Right.
realize, don't wash chicken with no ivory liquid. You don't do that. You'd be surprised what some people are
Right.
doing. You can't take that old bucket that was filled with paint and then put some soup up in there. You'd be
Right.
surprised with, because that's not what the
Defrosting your
food's for.
tub. Defrosting meat in your
Yeah, yeah.
tub.
Right. Yeah, clean. Right. So you don't know you got the cat licking on the pies and stuff. So but somebody's buying that
All
food.
true stories. All true stories.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
there was a video on Facebook where they were showing a lady was cooking, catering, but her cat was walking all over the stove, all through the food, and he was like, "This is why I don't eat from people's homes."
right,
Facts.
got a wife beater on, got all the Tussie deodorant falling in the food. You don't want no, got all that Mitchum falling.
Right, right.
That's that extra twang you get. But for my opinion, I'm not of one to say, are you a chef if you're formally trained? I feel you're a chef if you have some experience, you worked in the kitchen, you worked your way up. And if it comes to a point that now you're a player and you're able to move product in such a way, in a tasty manner, in a consistent manner, you can have that title. I'm not of one to say I went to this culinary school and therefore, and I got this certification, that certification. So I look at it from your training thing. I don't mind calling someone a chef when they move it. So Chef Sissy, go ahead, girl, make them tacos. Sling the 2 ounces of protein in that delicious taco shell with all those delicious toppings on top of it. And just
That's right.
Make me pay you $2 or $3 a taco. I'm good with that. Yes, so take that. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, there you go. Yep. And she do have her food and sanitation license and a few other licenses.
Yes, I have a bunch. So.
Right, and you're going through all the proper business procedures.
Yes.
But that leads me on to the project, man, of what we're bringing good to
Yes,
Inglewood, man.
come on.
Inglewood
Let's bring this good to Inglewood.
Inglewood is worthy. Inglewood is ready, baby. And driving up and down that street 6 Tray, man, and watching Halstead when it was like when Sears was open and Weeboats and they had the fried donut place at the train stop.
Yes.
And then watch it all just go down, down, down. Poor quality businesses, or just tore the buildings down where it was desolate for a couple of decades.
That's right.
To see it now, here's a chance to watch this phoenix rise from the ashes. I'm working with the McLaren Development Partners Group and Skidmore, Owens, and Merrill of architecture. We have a project called Inglewood Connect. We recently were gifted a RFP from the city of Chicago with their South by Southwest initiative, in which we're taking the abandoned firehouse that's over there on the northwest corner of 63rd and Halstead, along with the land that's just east of that area. And we're going to develop a business incubator. One of the major focus will be on hospitality and culinary arts. That's where I come in. But there will also be other macro lending opportunities for, be it you're selling shirts or you have a candle company you're trying to start, or, beauty supplies, whatever it may be, from people in the neighborhood, helping people's dreams become reality. How do you make a business plan? How to make people be ready when a grant comes or other business opportunities come into our neighborhoods, having our people of Inglewood, of Back of the Yards, of Grisham, and of Woodlawn, those 4 communities, helping those citizens be ready if they have a dream. So take your dream and put it on paper. Take your dream and actually make a product and be able to sell your product and network with other people. So if I'm doing a spice, maybe my spice might be paired with, say, Sissy's Tacos. She may say, well, I'm going to take your spice and I'm going to spice my fries with this new spice. Now we got synergy going on. She's able to move my spice that's properly prepared in a proper kitchen. And now we have synergy. We're working with local farmers. So now we're getting peppers or tomatoes from some of these urban farms that we have. All right.
It's so important to do that.
Yeah. But all the proper steps. So we're doing it right. We're doing it legal, but we're building businesses. We're building equity. And so that's been a big passion of mine because, and also what the community's asking for. We're not just going to assume, oh, here's another fried chicken place and let's open up another smoke shop. Let's open up another beauty supply shop. We
Come
have
on.
enough of that in the South Side of Chicago. Let's open up another church. I'm just gonna say it. All
Yep.
right, you know me. I'm very straight, no chaser when it comes to what our communities have, and we don't need more. We need, something that's dealing with our
Different.
African your diaspora food,
Right.
Caribbean food, food from Ghana, food from Nigeria, a Jamaican food. Bring it on, and then what we have from our whole southern belt, we got so much different southern food, not just greens boiled to hell and back, but sauteed greens or, a seared piece of fish. So we're looking for chefs that are looking to open up a shingle. And we're going to have customized box cars, the storage containers. That's going to be like a mall that's going to be just east of that firehouse. So that it can have that shingle at, a lower rent, and then work on towards getting either a food truck, or you can work on towards getting another brick and mortar. But the bottom line is we're able to incubate and network with each other to grow our businesses together. And that's where the synergy of what Inglewood Connect will be bringing, based off of what the citizens from Inglewood and like the other communities mentioned that they're looking to have. So, in
Absolutely.
a
And we
nutshell,
need that. We just had that conversation yesterday with Evelyn, how we need to learn how to work together. We get in our business and we try to do everything by ourselves. We don't pull each other. We don't share. We don't try to come together to support, because we're stronger in numbers.
That's right.
And like, and I love that. So if a person I know is selling the season, I'm gonna go there instead of going to Restaurant Depot. I'm gonna start supporting, and that's where Sissy's Taco Bar is aiming at, to support local urban farmers and our local vendors, or black owned business. Period. If you're selling products that I need in my restaurant, I want to come to you. Sean
yeah,
Michelle's
I
is
mean,
on my list for ice cream.
exactly.
It just makes sense.
Yep.
Why would I
Yeah,
go to the grocery store and
Nataki and
buy?
Yaya, they doing it.
Yeah,
Yep. That's
Yeah.
right.
Like if you have your own seasonings, you want to do Sissy seasonings, and let's say we have someone that's doing seasoning blending, and that's a business that somebody may want to do in Inglewood Connect. So now you have someone that you can work with that can blend your customized seasonings. So their business, your business together, and now you have your product, and now you can work on your UPC code towards getting it on the shelf at Mariano's or Whole Foods or
Come on.
Jewel. So now we're helping grow another point of sales for your taco business.
That's right. That's
So
right.
it's not just what your one point of sales. You may want to have a Sissy's Tacos at Inglewood Connect, and I welcome that. Because to show somebody how the profit margins off of selling tacos. Just
Right.
like some of these kids, it's the profit margin off of it's a little bit of cocaine and water and what else you make, and you make this whole device. Well, yeah, okay, that's crack. No, let's talk about how you're going to take this much of meat and these toppings in this, and you put it and it looks so beautiful and it's colorful in this taco. It cost me 75 cents, including the paper box it goes in,
yep.
but I'm charging
Paper bag.
$3.
Yep.
Who's making money?
Come
And,
on.
and to show them that hustle 101. Now, I'm just real with our youth to say it's a hustle. Here, caramel cheese popcorn. I'm sorry, I have a little guilty pleasure, but
Yes.
it only costs 50 cents to make that, but they charging $8,
Right.
man. And we buy it. So to show them when you have a certain product and how it's marketed and get it ready and making money from it, but also we can work together and we can help.
Absolutely.
So whenever Nataki and Yaya had questions, I'm like, I was giving free advice because I want to see us all win. I want to see us all
Mm-hmm.
win. So I was happy to help out in the beginning, and stuff, and talk to Nataki for like late at night when she was like, "Oh my God!" But I'm like, "It's ice cream. Y'all got all that fresh. They have no additives, no preservatives. So
That's right.
they have only 4 basic items in the ice cream: cream, sugar, a fruit. And that's it. They're not putting xanthan gum and
That's right.
and that stuff costs. But they're learning, and they're doing it on 47th and Wabash, and you're doing your thing. And like I said, get other people that want to do it too, and the ones that are doing it, working with the younger ones, showing them this is what I learned. I wish I knew this when I had a new business, and that's
Man,
what I
that's
want
what's
to
up.
teach, the lessons, the pitfalls. But then having times where we have zucchini in Inglewood, but if you don't have someone that's going to be able to engage our brothers and sisters
Right.
on a cool, funky Southern way of making that zucchini, uh, then they may not use it.
They may not
So on
use it.
Saturdays, I'm looking at doing like a wholesome Saturday, having yoga, showing what to do with unflavored Greek yogurt and different proteins, and my
Mm-hmm.
road to wellness. and helping other people, maybe offer acupuncture. So we got all sort of things that we want to bring lifestyle into Inglewood Connect. So
I love it, David. And listen, man, let me recognize this, because you've been in CPS for a while. You have a very wonderful way to connect to our young people. And I think your experience is similar to mine in regards that there are some wonderful young people out there, man, who just need a nudge in the right direction. And when they get the support and they get validation, man, what they can produce. I get frustrated with people who put down our youth and not are providing them with opportunities and don't go really talk to them to see, no, they are some great ones out here. So listen, shout out to Brother Shaka Strong. He's been tuning in. He just talked about, man, that grocery store concept and some things he saw in Louisville. So we appreciate him on how we can, he's loving the conversation that we're having. But listen, it's 12 o'clock. We got to go to a quick break. And then when we come right back, hold that thought. And we're going to have more of the Toure Muhammad Show coming back with you with the chef David Blackman and this incredible project in Inglewood. And, of course, my co-host, Sissy Perez.
WIFTBPM.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Welcome to Inhale, Exhale, you guys. We are your health home girls, Dr. Tanks Lee and Danny Time. We are being joined today by a guest, Samantha Allen, who's going to work with us today about attachment styles.
The overview of attachment styles is basically how we connect with people, how we have relationships. And I just want to clear up, it's not just about romantic relationships with your family, with your friends, how you host relationships, period. It's important to look at yourself and figure out, what am I contributing to the relationship, or why am I attracting this style of a relationship? So all the attachment styles develop from your caregiving style. They say that from 0 to 5, you have already developed your attachment style. If you had a secure attachment style, your parents were very in tune with your moods, in tune with your behavior. They kind of soothe you when you cry. For secure, you grow up to be more communicative. You have good communication style. You feel positive about yourself and about others. You just have a healthier, you're able to set healthy boundaries, so on and so forth. And that just comes from the love, attention, and caregiving that you were given as a child, which usually develops a secure attachment style.
So on that note, with healing these things and changing your attachment style, we're reprogramming ourselves. Right. It's like our inner child that is showing up in these anxious, attachments, and we are wanting our way. We're reprogramming.
The other day, I ran into a good old friend of yours, and I had to ask her, how have you been? She told me you were engaged and happy. My heart fell to the floor, I know it should have been me, but I couldn't see you with no one else, but I'll believe it. When I see you standing, no one could take my place. I still get funny feelings when I see your face. I know the love we shared was so real. In spite of all the ups and downs that we've been through, sometimes I wish I was there with you to share your world. You were my girl, I'm still
Welcome back to the Toure Muhammad Show. What's in it for the Black media? We're gonna bring our guests back on. But I have some questions for our guests, so the listeners can know as well. How do they sign up for the incubator? What is the process? And if someone is doing a home-based business, this is their time to go get their paperwork done, structure. Like, what is the process?
Well, right now, we just rewarded the RFP. So this is brand new news for us. And so we are in the building stage of this. We did our pitch, and now we're getting ready to bring on staff so we can prepare and be dressed and ready for the dance. When that happens, I will be sure to let Tori know so we can spread the good word. But there will be a website that they can go to. There'll be a membership that they will pay into, just like if you were in Polsky Group. I'm just naming off some people that are business incubator groups that exist, in which you can then what would be available to them, just like the hatchery on the west side in Garfield Park. And from there, we will work with those small businesses where it comes to, or those wannabe small businesses, to help them get their ducks in line in order.
Okay.
So we're working on that. That's forthcoming. So right now we're only like 2 weeks old since we got the RFP. So I'm like, oh my God. So we're going to break ground. We're going to break ground later on this year, and the hope is to have it up and running, fully running, by late 2022 next year, or as early as 2023. It's a task, and we got to do soil abatement. A lot of testing has to go on in that. So it's been abandoned for decades. So we got a lot of things we're doing there.
That's right. So, man, shout out to the Chicago Eatery. That's where we first heard about it. And then, of course, when we saw your name attached, we jumped right on it. But, brothers and sisters, I want you all to know here at What's in It for the Black People Media on the Toure Muhammad Show, you're getting a scoop before the scoop. Man, this is brand new, man. So This is the kind of shakers and movers we connect you with who are doing amazing things in the community. And we want to make sure you get the information early enough to get your ducks in a row so that you can either save your money so you can go there and spend your money. Or if you have a business, man, you might be one of those that gets selected through the process. So, Chef David, what is it? Give us an idea. This just some of the vision of it. What is it going to kind of look like? We're talking about indoor. Is it going to be outdoor, where you're going from store to store? How's it going to look?
Yes,
it's both.
It's both going to have an indoor and outdoor feel to it. There will be a covered, heated space that the customized storage units will have, so it's almost mallish. But this is a location where you can go to on a date, where there's somebody moving some wares, some textiles. There might be someone who's moving some knives. I met a young kid who graduated from my program recently, and I know we probably all met some college student that's selling Cutco knives. We heard about Cutco knives, but wouldn't it be great if you had a place you could actually sell those Cutco knives?
Yes.
A place you could actually demo the knives and show everybody this how this knife works. Fine, great. Instead of trying to sell it over the phone. So it could be that type of person there. We're looking at doing like movies at night where you can just hang out and, in the warmer weathers. This is going to be a community focused place this is for Inglewood, anyone else that wants to come. But there's places that are quite like that in other parts of our city, but we got to drive 30 minutes just to get there,
Yep.
So that's what this is going to have. So you got those different customized storage container units that are going to have different businesses in it that you can walk and go, walk and try out places at. So it's a different thing to experience,
So when it comes to the restaurants, would they have like a kitchen, or would they have to prep the food and bring it and sell?
They will have a kitchen. It would be a customized kitchen within those. Some of those storage units would be customized with running water, electricity, and gas if need be. The incubator, the commissary kitchen, will be part of the firehouse.
Okay.
So for parts they may need to do bigger and smaller, they would do it out of that. So the idea is that, we're not hoping that they will be there forever. We're hoping that you be there, but you will grow out, because that's what incubators do. We incubate you to incubate you up and out.
Get your weight up. Get your weight up. Get your weight up.
Get your weight up. Get you ready for other things. The South Side is going to, in the hospitality industry, is going to explode by tenfold. We have the Obama Center coming. And with the Obama Center's coming, there's going to come hotels. All right, it's going to have to, and hospitality's got to follow. That is the future. You can't deny it. Construction is not the only job we need to focus on, Black people. Someone got to eat.
That's
so
right.
my thing is, let's get it ready. People always got to eat. This is a job that will never go overseas. So my thing is just want to prepare people that want to get to this job is felon forgiven. So if you've had something that happened in your past life, if God forgives you, so do I. As long as you ain't gonna do it again, cool. Let's change your whole hustle around to something like this. And that's part of my ministry. They see something different. They go, man, I never thought of it that way, So, shout out to Chef Jeff Henderson in Vegas, who wrote a book called Cooked. And that's a great thing. He was a former drug manufacturer, and he changed his whole life around after he lost everything. And now he's one of the top chefs in this country. So, I take that type of energy and I bring it to our youth and to our young adults and those that want it. I got it to give. I feel like this is my impact I want to put on life. I'm born on this date. I would die. I don't know one date when I'm going to pass. We all would make that time when we pass on. But what I plan on doing during that dash,
come on,
that in between, this is part of my dash. And that's just touching on people to make sure that we're going to have something that we could build legacy off of.
Absolutely.
And so that's what this will be. But it will be surrounding, this will be a food destination. This will be like a food hall in Inglewood. This will also be with what we have going on with these online, so Grubhub or, so you get it to go, because that point of service is not going to change after what we got going on COVID. We say pre-COVID and post-COVID. So they have those opportunities for people just to get their stuff delivered or do a drive-by and pick it up. So when the weather permits, there is going to be some outdoor dining opportunities, but think mostly, you're able to go to a place, you're able to go to the counter and grab your food items.
Right. That's beautiful. And, just real quick, I would be remiss if I didn't let you acknowledge your fraternity, since I know it's the same one that Maze Jackson is in.
Yeah, tell Maze Jackson I said Go Mob and Blue Phi and all that other stuff, Yeah, well, I'm a proud member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, going on 30 years of being a member in that organization, that wondrous band. So yeah, so if Maze is watching, so that's it.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Also, far as when it comes to our restaurants in our community, what tips would you give business owners when it comes to their menu or their recipes? Like, tell them how important it is to be consistent, or what tips would you give them so they can be consistent in their recipes?
I would say you need to keep a recipe Bible, and you need to stick to that Bible. Why is McDonald's great? I'm just going to talk about McDonald's. If you ever walk in the back of the house of McDonald's, what do you see? The Bible's on the wall. We want tomatoes cut like this, not like this. Lettuce cut like this, not like this. You put the bun, the burger, this. Don't deviate from this. Now, mind you, some McDonald's, we're not going to name any particular locations. Sometimes, the employers might change, but the recipe for the consistency of trying to make that Big Mac taste like a Big Mac in Houston, that tastes like a Big Mac in LA, exists. And so they have a consistent thing. You have to lock that in. So your recipe book on your sauce, your spice, how much, you only use a cup of this per pound of meat, so to speak, and you're letting them know. And you have to have that in order. You have to have someone has to pretty much do the R&D to make sure the restaurant stays consistent. That would be another service.
Break that down. What's R&D?
Research and development.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
You got the menu concept, you got the recipe. So how can I make that same thing consistent over and over and over again? So we work that out the kitchen. Now you locked in this particular item and that particular item. So choose, some restaurants want to open up and have 20 items. You ever been into a place that has all these things on the menu? You're like, how they have neck bones and short ribs at the same time? They got this, and this. They cannot make that in a proper amount of time.
Right.
And then you get it's overcooked or it's cold or, learn to lock in on so many items and do those items well. So get them to shoot for what's excellence. And you know, I want the best cut, or learn how to make the best cut, learn how to cut a chicken down to 8 pieces plus the carcass. You know, so learning how to save money. Why get them all cut up? Learn some butchering. So there will be some opportunities for them to learn some techniques, not just getting their things, but what is it that you're lacking on for your product that it may be. So there's opportunities for people that will be able to go to Washburn. I mean, we may not be able to pay for it down the road, but maybe the city may have some opportunities. But you have one of the top culinary programs in the world is right across the street on 63rd and Halstead. The oldest hospitality culinary program in the world is Washburn Culinary Institute. That's the first one that started. That's a fact. Yes, sir.
Wow.
That's a fact. And little people don't know that. But what if you want to get into logistics? Maybe I just want to move the food. I don't want to cook the food. Then you need to go to Olive Harvey. They have a logistics program. So now you can get you a fleet of trucks down the road. If that's your vision down the road, and it's not necessarily food related, it's food needed. Because we need someone who's going to move the vegetables from this garden into the kitchen, or who's going to be able to have the next Grubhub or the next food, you know, who's going to move it. I may not trust certain Grubhub people, but I may want to develop a business that has something that you know is consistent, that you can trust my people. I'm not just hiring anybody to work. So that might be another business.
Somebody's going to take your fries out the bag before it get to you.
Right, sip on my drink. You know, we hear these horror stories. So, but who can develop a business like that? We just made a business up, the three of us. So we should start a logistics business that's moving food. I'm just saying those type of things. So all of our city colleges has a different program. If you want to get into manufacturing, because that's your focus, but I need someone to do my sheet metal. You should go to Daly College. Welding programs, that working with steel, working with stainless steel and different metal medium is at Daly College, Vasquez, and at Dawson. Electricity. And we need these in our restaurants, our plumbers. And so these are programs that only cost no more than $5,000 that you can get certified in. And 18 months from now, you're making $60,000, $80,000. And they're felon forgiven. That's my next thing I want to put. Yeah. So I'm leveraging my relationships I have with City College deans and vice presidents and presidents. I grew up with a lot of them. I'm doing my inventory. Like, man, I went to school with her and him. Oh my God. And I'm telling them when this comes, I'm pulling at your coattails because you know you need bodies, and we got bodies that need to know where to go. And just go out there on the streets and say, hey, if you're interested, we're here, connecting with other Inglewood businesses to get things moving for them.
Absolutely.
Yep, that's right, brother. Anthony D. Muhammad says, connect the dots, bro. Connect the dots. You had another question?
I did have another question, just to help out restaurants in our community. What would you say, or your opinion, or your thoughts, or have you ever experienced when you're serving certain dishes to your customers and they constantly keep coming back where they're not eating your sides? Would you, as a chef or a business owner, rethink about those sides, or maybe go back to the drawing board, or maybe see if your cooks are preparing it the right way? Like, what tips? Because I see that a lot, and to me, it's waste of food, but that's saying something about the food.
Okay, yeah. If you so a classic thing that a chef in the kitchen, we look in the garbage cans. You're supposed to look in the garbage cans. And so if I'm constantly seeing my sides in the garbage can, I need to go behind that line and go, let me get a taste of so and forth and so on. Mm-hmm. That is on a daily that anybody who's running your kitchen manager should follow, and that's quality control. You got to have quality control, but that's locked in. So any restaurant, before we open up, this is a quart container. Now I drink, 6 of these filled with water a day, but in the kitchen, these deli containers are filled with that side sauce. It's filled with your pickled vegetables. So in the beginning, I might go and I'm going to taste some things. I'm going to taste all my sauces, and where all those sauces I got parred in the refrigerator prepared to the standard that I put inside that recipe Bible. So you got to put those things together. You got to have a kitchen manager that knows how to find those things. So if the sides aren't working, you got to get to the why. Okay. So if one person says the food's not tasty, maybe their toothpaste is strong or they smoke a lot. But if 5 people said the food's not tasty, your food's not tasty. Okay. So it might taste right to you, but if it doesn't taste right to so many people, then you should do what you can do to tweak it, and then take an opportunity to say new and improved. Put a new sign up, the new and improved mac and cheese, the new and improved elotes,
Absolutely.
and find out what it is. Maybe have some people that aren't your friends come
Right.
by and say, I would like to call some of your network. Again, this is where the incubator comes in at.
Come
You
on.
can say, I want to have some people come into the Inglewood Connect. Could y'all try out these things and please write me a card and tell me what's up? And I don't know you. I don't love you. I'm going to say, I love you. I love you while I'm talking to you. But I may say, look, I'm going to give you some corrective criticism. Don't be hating on me saying I got a bald head and I'm fat when I get done. But this could do this. You could do this with that. You
Right.
know?
That's right.
And so that's it. This is my opinion. But if you got so many people that share that same opinion, there's your answer. But now you have a place where you can go to test it out. And I would encourage any small business when we're up and running, that could be a place where that could be done.
And, you know,
Right, that's right.
this goes out to the business owners. Don't be afraid to change things, and don't be afraid to remove things off your menu if it's not working, because you're there to make money, but you're there to make the sales.
This is my grandmama recipe. I can't change this recipe.
It's so disappointing sometimes, because I be want to go in some places and make their macaroni and cheese. Like, okay, this is not
I mean,
Mac,
it's very subjective. And I mean, I tried my best to avoid Southern food. I mean, my food philosophy that I've always had is, I'm Creole by nature, but I got a Mediterranean diet training when I went to culinary school, and then I coupled that with the flavor building that the Asians do. You know, they're classic with that umami technique. They build off of umami. You know, that's the savoriness, and they're able to take the sweet and umami and pair that together, and it's so balanced. And yet the next bite is different. What's up with that? So studying that, coupled with the Mediterranean diet, and I infuse that with the brightness of our Latino food, and I put that in a big old gumbo in the Southern food. That's my approach to how I cook food.
Come on,
so
boy, you got Linda over here so excited right now.
But I'm saying that's how I roll. But getting people to understand that, but I don't say I'm doing straight macaroni and cheese. You know, I'm not trying to do. Some people they yell and want to be mad at certain of our Southern restaurants. Like that's not the way my mama cook it. When I was young and very, a hot little pistol, I'd be like, well, tell your mama I pay $9.95 an hour and she can come work here. And when you decide to come to my restaurant, I make sure your mama's on staff that day. I thought that so many times. I want to say that to people. Like, get out my restaurant. I pay the rest of y'all bill. I've had so many times I'm just smashing people's heads when they're leaving and stuff. Right. And so I try to avoid our traditional food, because it's subjective. So I do what I call a neo-Southern food, neo-soul food.
It's Southern neo-soul food.
Yes.
So I'm just taking and twisting it. You know, the whole collard green egg roll concept, like they used to do out of what's the Sese Bon catering, working up there. Collard greens, egg rolls with the honey mustard sauce.
You created that, right? You kind of kicked off that Southern putting the egg roll together piece. Yeah, I remember.
Right, but now everyone's putting everything in egg rolls. Everybody's jerking everything. So sometimes you can be too much of a good thing. I look at everybody like, y'all jerking stuff, and we ain't got to jerk everything, people. I mean, everything ain't got to be jerked. But so it's like doing some things, and some things you want to do to tradition.
Linda do got a jerk taco though.
I do have.
That's fine, but I'm hoping you smoked it, you didn't oven cook it, and it don't taste like Walker's wood from the first bite.
No, it doesn't. It's really delicious, and people come back and back for more of the jerk. And we don't just put a jerk sauce and just do a chicken. It's marinated. It's delicious. But we also put we have a twist to it. But the blackened salmon is my favorite, where we put pineapples, jalapeno, and tomatoes on it in a queso cheese. It's delicious.
I was just getting ready to say, you said the blackened salmon. I thought about you ought to make a pineapple slaw with that, a pineapple jicama slaw. Do a fried lobster taco. Do it as a special. Let me come in your place and play with some food, and let's make a fried lobster tail taco and just play with people's emotions. Yes, and it's only slipper fin lobster meat. You got to use the tail. We get a bag of slipper fin meat that cooks like lobster. It's still lobster meat. That's that little muscle between the tail and the body. They normally just take that and throw it to the side. It's called slipper fin. It's still lobster meat, and we can chop that up. We can sell that taco for $4.50 with some wasabi slaw. I'm just saying, And then, but when you see that go out, when that concept comes in your brain while you in yoga class, or you jogging, or you riding your bike, or whatever, and then you put it down on a plate. That's why I got into this industry too. I feel like Kanye West with the chicken wing. I put that chicken on that plate, right? and that's my bass line. But then the sauce and the preparation, that's my 16 bars. And then when you eating it,
I love it.
and your head doing this, like, yeah, I did that to you. I made your body move. I'm the rapper. I'm the heavy metal artist on stage with the guitar solo. I'm singing on stage, and my music to your ears or to your belly, or you feel it going to your fingertips. That's why chefs toil those long hours. We have an ego.
Man,
I ain't gonna lie.
Come on.
But when it goes out and you like, this food was good, you fed my ego, I rock this room, and there might be 2 people going, I didn't like it. I'm like, go home. But if the other 100 people are like, wow, that is the best feeling, and we can't wait to do it tomorrow. That's why we do this industry thing. You're doing these tacos because you realize people loving your tacos. And you're like, can I sell these? Now you see people coming in, getting the same taco again, going, Linda, I like this taco or that taco. And then you might having tacos named after people, you know. So it might be the Jibarito taco. So I'm just making up stuff with the plantain taco shell.
Come on.
So I'm just saying, you bring in Puerto Rico and you made a taco out of it, and it can be done. And now you got this taco say named after David Blackman, because I was just talking to him on the show.
That's
and
right.
you know, the sales come along. You just send me a Tesla, and I'm cool. I won't sue you. But I'm just saying, you know, it goes out there.
It does. You're absolutely right, and we have a passion for it, and we love to see people reaction from our food. And that's just me. I've been cooking for some years now and having dinner parties, so this is nothing new to me. But I love the reaction. And just the other day, Saturday, I made some sweet potatoes. And I took it and I made a taco because that's going to be one of my tacos. And that was like delicious. My son was like, whoa. It's like you got the sweet, but you got the cheese on it. And that's all you needed. And it was delicious.
I had a squash, a roasted squash taco.
That's going to be
and it had this type of salsa that had like, it was a peanut based salsa, like from some part of Mexico. There's a taco place I frequent up the north in the Humboldt Park area of a former chef friend of mine that he opened up called Chicon Taqueria. And so sometimes you go in other taco places and be like, man, and he made me this squash taco, and it just had the cojilla cheese on there and everything. And I'm like, dude, and it's all vegan, he said, behind the cojilla cheese. Beyond that, you know, that was dairy, but the rest of it was vegan. I was like, this taco is fire. This is so delicious. So you not missing.
Come on.
You got a jackfruit. Jackfruit is
delicious. Jackfruit's delicious. You could jerk jackfruit.
I don't jerk it. I make it Cajun.
Cajun jackfruit. Okay. Yep. So instead of people doing pulled pork, jackfruit cooks and shreds up like that.
Right. That's
and
right.
you can put it as a substitute, and it's a protein. So now we're eating food that's energy giving, but you're turning people on to something that they didn't once eat. Yep. You know, there's the grocery store on 39th Street and King Drive. People weren't eating beet smoothies before they open up. Now, guess what? You can't keep beets at that grocery store now because people are buying beet raspberry smoothies like that because they were exposed to something.
Right.
So you're exposing people through your delicious tacos to some ingredients that they might not other thought about. I never thought about that in taco. I want more of it. And now you're giving them that hunger, you know, that taste. Absolutely. You know, it's like that putting drugs. I tell kids, put drugs out in the street, want to give it a name, but you gave them that taste and say, on this day, we selling it. Then they all lined up like, I need that Darth Vader. I need that Darth Vader. You know, so yeah, that's the whole thing. And you know,
so Sabrina chimed in on Facebook. She said those jackfruit tacos are delish. I saw Chris Easton, Dago plugged in. He tuned in. That was one of your connects back there in Limblom.
Okay,
that's part of that network.
I used to hit him up on his beeper, you know, stuff like that. Oh my God. But you know, that's what it's about.
And that's what it's about, is introducing things to our community with a twist, but it's giving them the bridge, because even on 75th, no one ever had a salmon taco or a shrimp taco, and we serve it with a cabbage, purple cabbage underneath it. And my purple cabbage, I make it with sesame oil, a little lime, a little kosher salt and pepper, with and it's bedded, so you get 3 shrimps on top, and then you get a little cheese and my secret sauce.
Come on, listen here, brothers and sisters.
Why
this
you
is the
dirty
place.
To me, Linda. My goodness.
Hey man, we got you hooked now. So Of course, you got to come by and get free tacos. You got to come by and try it. But listen, brothers and sisters, we're talking to Chef David Blackman. We're talking about food. And yes, Mary Q, we put the pounds on you on this show, man. You walk away from this show and you're going to be just that well fed. You're going to get some food for the mind, food for the thought, and we're going to talk about some great food. But we got to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more of the Toure Muhammad Show after a few messages.
WIFTBPM. Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning.
Our Attorney General Kwame Raoul.
I have reached out to the Hospital Association and the Med Society to talk about how proactively we can talk about implicit bias in healthcare and begin to address the situation system-wide, because I've also simultaneously directed my civil rights team to begin to look at that and look at ways that it may have manifested itself. We've done so historically with regards to the nursing home industry, where you've had some nursing home owners that staff disparately. So if they're in a Black community, they won't have much staff as they will in a white community. We've taken that on from a civil rights standpoint, and we're prepared to take on other instances of implicit bias in healthcare.
Utilizing your office to investigate civil rights and healthcare as a civil rights issue. That's actually pretty powerful, and it demonstrates how we have to be working in coordinated efforts with our elected officials in places and positions of power.
Better be careful, baby, be careful. This is a baby making tone. Better be careful what your radio on. This is a baby making tone. Better be careful what your radio on. You let down your hair when you're feeling sexy. You bite on your lip when you're holding your tongue. You uncross your legs, yeah, without even speaking. Your body is screaming. You wanna make love. I can hear your body language. You said I run, but I know what you feel, 'cause I can hear your body language saying, come on, it's on, the message is clear. Let me pause, babe. You look so good. Together my thoughts, make sure I'm hearing you right. Baby, slap my baby if I am mistaken, 'cause love will be making. I can see it in your eyes. I'm watching every move you make. Yeah, don't go too fast and don't be late. Oh no, all the time you need to take. That's what it's saying. That's what you're saying, baby. You know me when you're ready to go. I'll be ready. Once for yes and twice for no. Brush up against me nice and slow. Real slow. Nobody's saying it's about to explode. About to explode.
All right, we are back. with more of the Toure Muhammad Show. Listen, brothers and sisters, real quick, I mentioned Moxie earlier, and along with this wonderful co-working space, it's located in South Loop, and they also have a Overflow Coffee is located there. So on the first floor, when you are a member of this co-working space that has a podcast room, it has enterprise level conference rooms and private offices, you can also get discounts on that great coffee that they have. So again, make sure that you go to Moxie, MOXE, Chicago.com for more information. And then we're going to give some love to our brothers and sisters over there at Dan's Soul Food Cafe. They have some great food, and right now it's still March Madness. So if you go through Uber Eats, you can buy one, get one free BOGO of their either sweet potato pie or their peach cobbler. And we appreciate and love them. They've been in business for like 30 years now over there on 79th Street, in the 2400 block of 79th Street West, right about 2 blocks west of Western. So we appreciate them. And, of course, they are a supporter of us and the show. And Brother David, Chef David Blackman, first of all, I want to say our intention was to have you on for about 20 minutes. But the conversation was flowing. You didn't seem to be pressed to go anywhere. I see when we go on break, you do a little work. So we appreciate you, man, for being on the show.
His energy is like phenomenal.
Absolutely. So we're excited about this project. Of course, keep us updated on how it's going. And I think if you have any closing statements, closing remarks you want to give, and we want to make sure you got an open invitation, I'll send you all the information. But, Linda, you her best friend now, so she just can't wait to have you taste her food, and I know she wants to taste yours.
And I can learn from you as well.
Absolutely. So I knew she was going to be excited. When I bring on certain guests, I say, you know what, you're gonna have fun. You're going to enjoy this person. This is one of my people here.
Tori, pass her number on. Pass my number on to her, please. And,
absolutely,
I'll definitely connect with her. But I do want to thank you, Linda, and Tori. I know you are involved as well. 75th Street is just. I sat there last fall when they had the green, the all street dining.
Yes,
and I was getting all emotional and perplexed, man, while I'm sitting by Brown Sugar Bakery. Like this, it's bringing back that moment. I remember in the late 70s when they had Isola's soul food over there. It had a certain aura, it had a certain political power. Black power was there at that time. And I was feeling it again when I was doing that street dining. And I was getting all emotional. I'm like, man, let me check my estrogen level. Why am I crying? But I want to say, thank you for bringing your business intentionally over there, Linda, and employing people. And I'm going to definitely add you to the network. I know running a restaurant, your biggest thing is your employers, and you're going to be going through staff like no tomorrow. So I got former students, that if they need jobs, I always tell them, this place is hiring, that place is hiring. So I want to add you to the list. So maybe some students will start coming your way. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Beautiful, brother. Well, man, we appreciate you. We know you got a lot of work to do. So we appreciate the time that you've given us today. And you made the show a great show today with the information you provided, the energy, and your spirit.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and listen, man, real quick. We coming up on this is going to be the second annual high school spirit. Mays Jackson did it last year, and it's going to happen again. So we got an eagle with a show now. So we won one time. We have to make sure. You see a bus in there.
Yeah.
We have to make sure that we win again, unresounding. There's no way that we can lose again. So make sure we go get the word out and have the drum beating.
Yeah, I don't think the Bolingbrook Raiders are going to win past Lynn Boys. So,
So that wasn't CPS. That wasn't part of the CPS network, right?
I know. I'm talking statewide. I'm talking globally, man. Lindblom is the best high school in the whole entire state of Illinois.
Facts.
So it's just not Chicago, baby. It's Chicago land.
Chicago land. That's right.
Right.
You can go all the way down to the southern end, and we are the best. So,
Linda,
man, we appreciate you, man. We love you, brother, and look forward to staying connected.
Most definitely. All right. Peace,
All
guys.
right.
Love.
All right. Peace.
Mhm.
So, brothers and sisters, man, as always, man, we appreciate him for being on with us.
Yes.
And let me do a little tip in here.
It was a great conversation, though. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to working with him and working with his students as well. But great minds.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yep, I saw both of y'all getting excited, boy. You know, chefs, boy, they start talking about
Especially when
food
you know you have a passion
and
and you wanna
seasoning
make
and
it.
sauces. Y'all get so excited. Absolutely love it. So, brothers and sisters, man, we appreciate you all. We did mention Sean Michelle's. Want to make sure you all know they are open. Go over there on 47th and Wabash and get some great ice cream, wonderful flavors, and you won't be disappointed. They got the cobblers going too and the banana pudding. So we want to make sure we shout them out. But we got a few more news items we want to hit, right?
Yeah, and also don't forget about the Woodlawn. Make sure you Restaurant Week is
Restaurant
coming up.
Week is
It's almost,
popping.
yeah, it's popping. It's almost about the end. So make sure you support the Woodlawn. And also if you want to book your event, you can go to the Woodlawn1200.com.
So the Woodline had a couple of events. They had a reception and something else
On Saturday.
Yeah, it was a lot of activity, and people seemed to enjoy themselves. Had a great time. It's a great space to rent out for your events, and of course, the food is right there.
Transform that area.
Right, you can transform it to whatever you want.
So whatever. But no,
So
great atmosphere.
that's right. So listen, I did this on my Instagram page on Black Chicago Eats. We are working with Reef Technologies, and they are the largest operator of neighborhood kitchens and urban logistic hubs in the United States. And they're expanding to launch a restaurant development program. So if you have a brick and mortar restaurant, now it can't be more than 3, which is, most of our Black-owned businesses, I don't think this anybody has 3 locations. Evelyn she may be right at 3. Right, but no more than 3 locations, and they are going to offer $10,000 in marketing, and they want to license your product and be able to sell it through delivery apps. So go to the Black Chicago Eats page and check it out. Fill out the application, and you can get so that you can be plugged in, get more information. But we're going to be helping select the 5 restaurants that will be utilizing this platform and experiencing it. And it's 5, not just Black-owned, 5 period. So
can I be on it?
But I'm trying to get, I think as a pop-up you can qualify because you have you at a location right now. So we trying to get all 5 Black-owned, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But we trying to stack the deck with as many Black-owned restaurants to give us the best chance. So make sure that you go to the page if you have a Black-owned restaurant, or you're looking, or someone who does. And Sabrina's talking about the ginger lemonade at the Woodline.
Yes,
that's what she's talking about. Yeah, that ginger lemonade is slamming, and I love me some ginger.
And it's in-house made, so that's even better.
Right, I saw them with a huge tub of ginger, getting ready to make that ginger the other day, and they don't play with that.
No, they don't.
Yep.
But Toure, I want to talk about that the Black female contractor.
Yes, absolutely.
I know we got like 15, 16 minutes. I have mine.
Oh, you have yours? Oh, you can't be. Oh, we got a few copies over here. So yes, go ahead, kick it off. Let's talk about this.
I was on Facebook last night and I came across her article and I shared it with you, of course. But the fact that she stepped in the lane that there was a lack of something that we didn't have, and that's what inspired me to even want to read more and share it with you. But I think that was dope. And then how the fact that she went to school to educate her because they denied her for her, was it the architect or the engineer, something didn't come through. So she said, well, I'll go to school for it.
That's right.
So you ain't going to deny me again. So it's the fact that how she was educating herself to prepare herself to do what she's doing now.
That's right.
And that's the key in anything that we do is like even what Dave said, we have to always take training or educating ourselves to make us.
That's right.
Either greater, but the fact that she created this in Colombia. It's just dope in where she's at. So you can go ahead.
That's a fact. And that's a fact because even when I was having conversations and I was telling people I was going to get my real estate license. They're like, just get into the game, just start doing stuff. But we don't take the time sometimes to learn something so that we can avoid some of the pitfalls, right? And so here you have this lady, Lacenta Lewis Ellis. She once lived in low-income housing just a few blocks away as a struggling single parent. Now the neighborhood is the site of a major milestone for her construction company, and it's creating affordable housing. She's building a multi-million-dollar housing program with LLE Construction Group, and she's creating a small cul-de-sac with 1,200 to 1,400 square feet homes. The construction began last April, and all the homes were sold by December at prices of $128,000 to $163,000.
I'm talking about, and that's my part.
Do it.
That's the reason I want to get into real estate, because I tell people when I looked at my home, and I looked over about 100 homes between Chatham and South Shore, and they were all brought up by Polish.
Mm-hmm.
They got them for $30,000,
Mm-hmm.
but you're reselling them for $263,000, $269,000. But my reason is to get into real estate so I can change that, but make it affordable so we can have more homeowners in our community. And that price range, the 128 to the 163, my price range was 163 to like 169, somewhere in that area of reselling it, especially if I get it for 20,000, 30,000. Put some money into it, flip it, but not making it affordable.
Yep, that's beautiful.
But we have more homeowners in our own community, but we should be buying our homes in our community.
That's right.
And reselling them.
That's right.
So
And
what
we
she did is
making
beautiful.
it affordable and making it obtainable. We don't understand how when some of the Jim Crow and some of the, not all of them, but some of them were pulled back, and segregation appeared to not be as strong. The segregation began to happen more with finances.
Absolutely.
Right? It's not necessarily segregated where you can't go downtown, Chicago. But for the majority of black folks on the South and West Side, man, I can't go downtown because that parking is too high, right? It's too much of an expense to go down there. You got to spend $20 if you want to go get a cup of coffee downtown. So if we can begin to get equity and get homes, build equity in them, that can change the paradigm because we have assets to play with. I know credit is important, and credit is absolutely something that you want to make sure you have, but we also have to focus on assets, because if you have assets, credit is not, it can be as less of an important thing, right? My credit is bad, but I have $190,000 house I only owe $10,000 on. Oh, I can get a loan.
Right. And some people live in fear. Some people feel like they can't do it, but you can.
That's right.
You can.
So this sister, yep, you can. This sister jumped in the male-dominated industry, and as a newcomer, she earned, like you said, her degree in architectural engineering technology at Midlands Technical College, and then she started for years renovating offices in the University of South Carolina system. So,
and how she stepped into the commercial piece too, to help people understand the renovation part, the option of leasing, things in that. She got her real estate license in December. So she wants to help people with the real estate and commercial so they can have a better understanding, because they think sometimes the landlord is responsible for certain things and they're actually not.
That's right.
So now she's trying to educate people, their options, and just to get them an understanding. So it's dope what she's doing. She's educating, she's mentoring, and she's sharing her resource.
That's right.
That's what it's about.
Man, that's what it's about. And to that point, again, that's why I got into the business and started learning, went through a course to learn real estate, because I'm finding out things that I'm like, wait a minute, people, we don't know these things. This is really basic common knowledge, but because we don't have an understanding of real estate, like you said, we become fearful when we don't know sometimes how easy it is. I mean, even as a self-employed business owner, you can get a mortgage even if you're bringing in less than $40,000.
Absolutely.
Right? But we don't understand the value of making sure that our tax paperwork is proper. We want to put all these expenses to lower our income, and we don't realize, even though it may be legal, it's going to keep you from actually getting being able to get a loan.
Absolutely. So
right?
you gotta know how to play.
Because you got to show that income, and if all you know,
at least 1-2 years. So if you know you're going to be doing something in those 2 years, make sure you file your taxes where you are making money and not losing. You want to show a profit. So if you know you're going to be doing something or trying to do something, make sure it's at least 2 tax returns that you made a profit.
That's right. So make sure you get you. We're telling you these things, but get you a professional tax preparer. We were in the business for about 3 years. We're not in it now. Change laws, change. Make sure you get up to date, relevant tax information from a current tax professional. Get an accountant, somebody who's in business, so that you can do those taxes right.
You want to do things the right way instead of having to pay
that's right.
IRS later. So and even with this young lady, her advice to others was in any industry, and we talk about this. Start with the basic. Always know your trade, your field, as she stated, and that's the key. You always want to be, because knowledge is power, Toure.
That's right.
Without knowledge, we lack, we perish.
That's right.
So she's absolutely right. You always want to train yourself or teach or stay up with current things.
That's right. That's right. And knowledge, and I agree with you 100%. Knowledge is power, and an even deeper way to say it is knowledge is potential power, because knowledge, if it's not put into action, it's not power at all. You just got a lot of information in your head.
That's it.
And sometimes we can go around 7th and Cottage Grove and talk to some incredibly intelligent people that have a lot of knowledge, but because of some other issues, they're not executing.
Absolutely.
So it's time to execute. Take that knowledge and execute on it.
That, and also surround yourself around the right people.
Come on.
And you have to build a good team, because without a good team, you're not going to make it. You're going to fail. That's one strength that you need, is that good team.
That's right.
And understanding it's going to take a team and not I. Team makes the business possible. Remember that, people.
That's right. Teamwork makes the dream work, as they say. And I love another way that a lady in the real estate business that I'm learning, because I'm getting my real estate training now. I went through and got my license, but now, of course, you gotta keep learning and keep growing. So I'm learning all these new things. And she says something that I absolutely love. We always say our network is our net worth, but she said this in the same thing in another way. She said your database is your data bank.
Okay.
I like that one too. So it's all about building and cultivating those relationships, not looking for what you can take, but what you can give. What problems can you solve for people?
Absolutely. And what can we bring to the community that's needed, and how do we tap into things that we need in our community, and we can start creating, but it's going to start with us working together.
That's right.
And we're going to stress that every time we're on the show. Working together.
Working together.
Collaboration. Black businesses pulling together, sharing resources, helping each other out, not bashing each other, but helping.
That's right. That's right.
And that's the key. And that's me. You know me.
Yep.
When I see things, I'm going to always put my input in it, try to help, try to make a solution.
That's right.
Especially when I want to see you thrive and be the best that you can be, or if I see potential in your business, I'm going to give you my feedback.
That's right. That's right.
But that's how we work together. Because if I'm doing something wrong, please tell me, show me, mentor me. I'm always open.
Right. Right.
So
some people sit back and just watch you do something the wrong way, and they know the better way and don't give you advice. That's not the way to do it. And then some people don't critique you to your face, but then go and tell everybody else. So there's that balance, right? We got to support each other. And, this weekend, in the past few weeks, really, it's made me realize one thing in particular that's so important. We have to push back on narratives that are false. We often say that black people don't support each other, and that black people that your family and friends don't support you.
They do.
But they do. Over the course of Sissy's Taco Bar, your friends come in. My friends come in. Groups come in. Of course, we get people coming from Black Chicago. They come in from What's in It for the Black People Media and the Mays Jackson Show. People are coming from everywhere to show their support. And so when you have someone who is speaking out saying that they can't get their friends and family to support them, that means either one or two things. One, the product is not good, or two, they have not built good relationships with their friends and family. Or 3, it's a combination of both of those. And it's the core of it is they are not solving the problem. Absolutely. You can't, don't force me because I'm your friend and family to buy something that I don't need. This is a wonderful person. And this is a hope, it's no shade against her, but she called me up to ask me to buy some dog food. She said, I know you don't have a dog, but can you support my business?
Why would you buy dog food?
Why would I buy some dog food when I don't have a dog? Now, she doesn't know. Technically, I did. I could have gotten it because I know people with dogs, but that's not the point.
You don't have a dog, though.
You want me to support this business, and I don't have a dog. But anyway.
And that goes back to one of my customers that came in Friday, and she comes in once a week, and she's faithful. And she said, I'm going to always support you.
Yep.
2 things you have. You have a great product, great quality, and customer service.
That's it right there.
That's all our people look for is customer service and a great product. And they're looking for consistency in your food, and it's not changing. Right.
We have been mistreated so much that one of the things that we need to have when we go to any place is to be treated with dignity and respect and love. So listen, we're at the end of the show. Quick birthday shout outs. My grandmother, Aunt Gloria, my daughter. We had several birthdays over the weekend. I wanted to recognize these are family. And Demetrion had his birthday as well.
Just made 12.
So Samaya, Hazel Bond, my grandmother, Demetrion Perez, and Gloria Bond. Happy birthday. This has been the Toure Muhammad Show. Never forget, brothers and sisters, as long as we have a bowl of bean soup, you've got half.
WIFTBPM.
You sure looking good tonight, baby. I just wanna make sweet love to you tonight, baby. Come on. If you don't mind, let me tell you.